What if I were to tell you that some of the NBA's biggest names have been romantically linked to members of the transgender and LGBTQ plus community? From Lamar Odom, who was reportedly linked to transgender model Danielle Alexis, to Ray Allen, who was accused of having secret relationships with gay men, these are players who have ventured beyond traditional relationships. It starts with Dwight Howard. 8 championship rings and numerous all-star selections could not protect him from one of the league's most explosive scandals, which involved alleged relationships with transgender women and gay men. The evidence against him extends beyond mere rumor. It includes court documents, leaked messages, and multiple accusers who paint a picture of a player living a life entirely different from his public persona. Multiple sources, including Mason Allige in 2018, have accused Howard of maintaining relationships with transgender women and attending parties with a sexual context involving transgender individuals. These are not isolated incidents, but rather a pattern of behavior spanning years, suggesting Howard has been actively involved in the LGBTQ plus community while publicly denying his sexuality. The specificity of these allegations, including detailed descriptions of parties and encounters, implies insider knowledge from people who were present. The most damning evidence emerged in 2023 when Stephen Harper sued Howard over an encounter involving Harper, Howard, and a transgender woman named Kitty. Howard's admission that the encounter was consensual essentially confirmed he has been intimate with both men and transgender women, despite his public denials. The legal documents contain explicit details that would be difficult to fabricate without direct involvement. Perhaps most telling was his reported statement to a former partner. "If this makes me gay, then I'm gay." This suggests a person struggling with his sexual identity while engaging in relationships that contradict his public persona. The quote indicates an internal conflict between his public image and private desires. When confronted directly about his sexuality, Howard's defensive reaction was revealing. His aggressive refusal to engage with the question, combined with his admission that it was nobody's business, suggests someone with significant secrets to protect. His marriage to Amy Luciani in 2024 and subsequent divorce in 2025 appear to be another failed attempt at maintaining a heterosexual facade while allegedly continuing his relationships with transgender women and men behind closed doors. The timing of his divorce, coinciding with renewed speculation about his sexuality, suggests his private life continues to conflict with his attempts at conventional relationships. But if you think Dwight Howard's alleged transgender dating history was surprising, wait until you hear about the next NBA player, whose rumored transgender romance made major headlines. Lamar Odom's celebrity marriage drama took an unexpected turn when rumors of a relationship with transgender model Danielle Alexis surfaced in 2022. The evidence suggests their connection was deeper than the just friends narrative both parties promoted, representing a case study in how NBA players may use carefully orchestrated denials to hide their true romantic interests. Speculation exploded when Alexis posted Instagram photos with Odom, including intimate captions like, "One of the most beautiful humans I've met." The chemistry in these photos suggested more than a casual friendship. The rapid denial from Odom's camp, which emphasized he had no problems with the transgender community, but insisted there was no romantic spark, felt like calculated damage control rather than a genuine clarification. The use of LGBTQ plus friendly language while maintaining a heterosexual positioning indicates professional public relations management. The resemblance between Alexis and Odom's ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian, is unlikely to be coincidental, suggesting Odom has a type that transcends traditional gender boundaries. Industry insiders hint that Odom's well-documented issues with addiction may have lowered his inhibitions, leading him to explore relationships he previously suppressed. His history of visiting brothels, documented during an overdose incident, may have included encounters that opened his mind to different types of relationships. Sources suggest their private interactions continued, contradicting the public narrative. Odom's established pattern of secrecy from his marriage to Kardashian suggests he is capable of maintaining hidden relationships. When directly questioned about transgender relationships, Odom's discomfort and tendency to walk out of interviews reveals someone with something to hide, mirroring the behavior of a person protecting secrets. Speaking of denials, Lamar Odom's careful PR responses seem almost transparent compared to the next NBA player, who has gay relationships for 8 years behind a fake engagement. Before becoming the NBA's first openly gay active player, Jason Collins was the subject of whispers within league circles about his true sexuality. What is interesting is not just that he came out, but how he manages relationships beforehand, particularly his calculated 8-year engagement to WNBA player Carolyn Moose, which suspiciously ended just before their planned wedding in 2009. The timing raises questions. Collins called off the wedding shortly before it was to occur, leaving Moose devastated. She claimed she felt deeply hurt by his failure to disclose his sexuality. The length of the engagement suggests careful calculation rather than genuine romantic commitment. Collins himself revealed his internal struggle, admitting, "I sort of describe it as, you know that the sky is blue, but you keep telling yourself that it's red." This admission confirms he was living inauthentically. Industry insiders suggest Collins was actively dating men while engaged to Moose. Collins has since been in a long-term relationship with film producer Brunson Green, but sources suggest the relationship may have begun much earlier than publicly acknowledged, possibly during his NBA career. The most telling evidence may be Collins' choice of jersey number, 98, supposedly to honor Matthew Shepard. However, teammates have suggested it was actually a signal to gay community, indicating he was already actively dating men. This coded messaging suggests someone already deeply connected to LGBTQ+ networks. When President Obama called to congratulate him after he came out, Collins seemed remarkably comfortable and prepared, as if the moment had been carefully orchestrated. If you thought Jason Collins was the only one secretly dating men, you will soon find out this next NBA player was allegedly maintaining gay relationships throughout his entire career. John Amiche's academic brilliance masked a secret he carried throughout his entire NBA career from 1995 to 2003. His 2007 memoir Revelation was not just about a former player coming out after retirement. It was a confirmation of what many in basketball circles already suspected about someone who was allegedly living an active gay lifestyle while keeping it hidden. What Amiche revealed about NBA locker room culture suggests he wasn't just observing its homoerotic nature, he was participating in it. His intimate knowledge of this culture suggests someone navigating it as a closeted gay man. His detailed descriptions of locker room intimacy read as personal experiences, not academic observations. Industry sources suggest Amiche had romantic relationships with men throughout his NBA career, carefully hidden from public view. His comfort in discussing the homoerotic nature of sports suggests firsthand experience. Several players have privately suggested they suspected Amiche was dating men during road trips. Sources indicate he was active within the LGBTQ+ community throughout his career, using his intellectual persona as cover for romantic encounters that would have ended his career if revealed. While John Amiche quietly dated men during his career, this next NBA player got caught up in a controversy surrounding the birth certificate of his alleged romantic partner. Dillon Brooks faced controversy long before he established his reputation as the NBA's villain, particularly regarding his alleged relationship with a personality known as Big Bambina. While Bambina ultimately proved she was not transgender, the circumstances suggest there may have been more to the story. The rumors began when Brooks' ex-girlfriend, Heather Hawley, accused him of cheating with Bambina, with the accusation specifically focusing on Bambina's perceived transgender status. This suggests targeted information designed to damage Brooks' reputation, potentially from an ex-partner with intimate knowledge of his preferences. Reports claim they have been dating since 2021, suggesting a long-term secret relationship. Bambina's intimate knowledge of Brooks' personal life, evidenced by her social media activity, indicated a closer relationship than either admitted. Her dramatic decision to share her birth certificate appears to be damage control, but it raises questions about why the transgender rumors started with such specificity in the first place. The most telling aspect is Brooks' complete silence throughout the controversy, suggesting either legal advice to stay quiet or an unwillingness to address uncomfortable truths. Bambina's subsequent decision to clear her Instagram account after proving she wasn't transgender suggests the controversy served its purpose, raising questions about Brooks' sexuality that continue to follow him. Now, while Dillon Brooks never addressed rumors about dating transgender individuals, this next NBA player actually tried to explain away his alleged 3-year gay relationship. Ray Allen's Hall of Fame precision could not protect him from a complex scandal involving alleged relationships with gay men hidden behind claims of deception. His 2017 catfishing situation with Brian Coleman represents evidence that his explanation may have been a cover for a genuine romantic relationship. Allen claimed Coleman posed as multiple women online to extract private information. This explanation raises questions, as it seems unlikely a sophisticated athlete would repeatedly fall for such obvious deception. The pattern suggests willing participation. Coleman's counterargument, that they maintained a 3-year consensual relationship, becomes more credible when considering the alleged evidence: private photos, videos, and intimate communications. The most revealing detail is Coleman's claim that Allen knew his true identity throughout their relationship. Allen's alleged post-breakup behavior, including threats like, "watch your back," and late-night calls, sounds more like a scorned lover than a victim of a scam. Allen's lawyer's aggressive denial appears to be standard damage control. The lack of leaked evidence from either side suggests legal settlements designed to keep sensitive material private, and Allen's emphasis on the dangers of communicating online sounds like someone who was caught rather than deceived. If Ray Allen's secret gay relationship claim seems shocking, get ready for this next NBA player, whose transgender advocacy might be rooted in personal experience. Dwayne Wade's 3 championships could not prepare him for the scrutiny that followed his transformation into an LGBTQ plus advocate. While publicly praised for supporting his transgender daughter, Zaya, examining the timeline reveals patterns that suggest his advocacy may stem from personal experience with gender and sexuality exploration. Wade's advocacy appears immediately sophisticated for someone allegedly new to LGBTQ plus issues. His comfort with terminology and concepts suggests prior familiarity. His history of painting his nails since 2007, his fashion choices, and his immediate acceptance of Zaya's transition suggest a pre-existing familiarity with gender fluidity. The family's decision to move from Florida due to anti-LGBTQ plus laws appears strategically timed with Wade's increased advocacy, suggesting a coordinated effort to establish himself as an ally while potentially deflecting attention. Wade and his wife, Gabrielle Union, launched a translatable project in 2024, a significant investment that seems driven by more than just parental support. The most intriguing aspect is Wade's defensive response to challenges about Zaya's transition, firmly stating, "It's not a game." This emotional reaction suggests someone protecting not just his daughter, but potentially his own experiences or a deeply personal understanding of these issues. But where Dwayne Wade became a transgender ally, this next NBA player chose complete isolation, and his alleged encounters might explain his single status. A mystery surrounds Kevin Durant's romantic life, suggesting he may be hiding significant aspects of his sexuality. His avoidance of serious relationships, combined with rumored encounters with transgender women, paint a picture of a player exploring his sexuality privately. Durant's philosophical explanation for remaining single suggests someone who has found alternative romantic fulfillment. Sources have consistently linked him to transgender women, with alleged quotes like, "If this makes me gay, then I'm gay," indicating experimentation. Durant's pattern of being fined for using homophobic slurs suggests someone projecting his own insecurities about sexual identity. His single status since 2016, despite his fame, defies conventional explanation unless he finds satisfaction in relationships that cannot be public. His brief connections with various models appear to be public relations moves designed to deflect attention from his alleged private encounters. While Kevin Durant keeps his alleged relationships private, this next NBA player was exposed when leaked messages suggested he was arranging encounters with transgender individuals. Ben Simmons has navigated high-profile relationships with women, but it was rumors involving transgender model Ami Amani that generated explosive controversy. Leaked communications allegedly showed Simmons offering flights and discussing intimate moments. The specificity of the messages suggests genuine communication. The allegations emerged during a tumultuous period in Simmons' career, suggesting a personal life in turmoil. Amani, who denied being transgender, had connections to entertainment figures, making the accusations particularly explosive. Additional speculation has centered on Simmons' unusually close relationships with male friends from high school who frequently traveled with him and received financial support, suggesting relationships that may go beyond typical friendship. The pattern of his infidelities in public relationships suggests someone unsatisfied by traditional boundaries and seeking alternatives. The coordinated deletion of evidence and lack of legal action indicates private settlements designed to protect reputations. Now, if Ben Simmons thought deleting evidence would solve his problems, this next NBA player took the opposite approach and openly admitted to dating men. Isaac Humphries made history as the first active player in a top-tier men's league to come out as gay. However, his journey suggests he may have been exploring his sexuality long before his 2022 announcement. His time playing preseason games for NBA teams in the United States may have provided anonymity for exploration that wasn't available in Australia's smaller basketball community. His emotional coming-out speech revealed a deep struggle, including a suicide attempt in 2019, suggesting he was actively exploring his sexuality and felt trapped by the conflict between his desires and his career. His language suggests someone who had been living a double life. Sources suggest Humphries was dating men privately during his American basketball stint. His decision to come out in Australia suggests a strategic calculation to face less professional backlash, while also protecting former partners. His current private approach to relationships indicates someone who learned to compartmentalize his personal and professional lives during his closeted years. Where Isaac Humphries found freedom in openly dating men, this next NBA player continues to struggle with persistent rumors about his alleged relationships with gay men. Rudy Gobert has faced persistent speculation about his sexuality despite maintaining public heterosexual relationships. Evidence suggests there may be truth behind rumors of his exploration of relationships with men. Gobert's tumultuous relationship with Julia Bannell, which ended when he reportedly kicked her out while she was pregnant in 2023, suggests someone uncomfortable with traditional heterosexual commitments. His 2023 fine for making homophobic gestures, implying a referee was gay, suggests someone projecting his own insecurities. Industry insiders point to Gobert's unusually close male friendships and his off-court demeanor as potential indicators. His name is consistently mentioned in broader NBA discussions about closeted players. His defensive reactions to sexuality questions and his pattern of failed heterosexual relationships suggest someone struggling with authentic self-expression. And if you thought Rudy Gobert's rumors were persistent, wait until you discover this next NBA player's alleged encounters with transgender individuals. Despite his public heterosexual dating history, Zion Williamson has generated specific speculation linking him to relationships with transgender individuals. His tumultuous relationship history, marked by drama with the mother of his child, Mariah Mills, suggests a private life that contradicts his public image. In 2022, explosive but unconfirmed rumors emerged that he had dated a transgender man. The specificity of these allegations suggests they originated from someone with inside knowledge. Mills's public rants implied Williamson dated multiple women secretly, but her focus on his feminine traits and private behaviors hinted that she may have discovered aspects of his sexuality that troubled her. Industry gossip consistently portrays Williamson as someone exploring his sexuality while using high-profile relationships with women as cover. His lack of public girlfriends since 2023 suggests a conscious decision to avoid scrutiny of his personal life. Recent legal issues involving allegations of sexual violence may be connected to a desire to keep certain relationships and aspects of his sexuality secret. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, keep the adventure alive by clicking on one of the suggested videos on your screen now for more amazing content.